So you know that if you are not a British citizen, having a child in the UK doesn't make him or her an automatic British citizen. However, that child may become a British citizen with time if you go through the process. So if you walk on with me in this video, I would explain all the process the child will need to go through to become a British citizen if he or she was not born a British citizen. So watch on to the end of this video, as this video is information packed and may be helpful. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Chinemerem. If by any means you are stopping by for the first time, hello, you are most welcome. Please, can I get to know you in the comment section, maybe your name and where you are watching me from, or just introduce yourself in the comment section. Anyhow, I would really appreciate that. And to my returning subscribers, you are super amazing. Thank you all so much for coming back. I get this question very often. When will a child not born in the UK become a citizen? Or when will a child born in the UK to non-British parents become a citizen? So I've done some research on this topic and I am bringing the video to you. For a child to become a British citizen, that child should be in the UK before even talking about becoming a citizen. So if a child is outside the UK born to non-British parents, you'd need to come to the UK before you talk about becoming a citizen. So yeah, this video is for those people that are in the UK with kids but are a bit confused on when their kids will become citizens. So first of all, the easiest and most common way for a child to become a British citizen is if one of both parents are already British citizens. That means if both parents are British citizens, the child automatically is a British citizen, whether the child was born inside or outside the UK. If one parent is also a British citizen already, the child is also automatically a British citizen, whether he or she was born outside the UK. So for this child, you don't need to go through the normal process. You don't need to go through the application, payment and all you need to do for this child is just to apply for his or her British passport. However, you would need to register the birth of this child with your local council. The second part of the video, which is the most important and the frequently asked question, is how will a child born to non-British parents inside or outside the UK become a British citizen? Now, there are different ways that a child born to non-British citizen can become a British citizen. First of all is if you are moving to the UK, let's say you are moving to the UK on a tier 2 visa, which is the work visa, on a tier 4 visa, which is the student visa, and you are moving with your child who is below 18 years, that child will get his or her British citizenship once you get yours. So that means for that child to become a citizen depends wholly on you and when you get your own citizenship. If you're coming to the UK on a tier 2 visa, which is the work visa, you would spend 5 years in the UK before you can get your ILR. Your ILR is the indefinite leave to remain in the UK. After getting your ILR, you can now apply for the British citizenship, you get your passport and then the rest of them. If you're coming to the UK on a tier 4 visa, it takes a longer time for you before you can get your British citizenship. You'd have to spend 10 years in continuous education before you can get your ILR. Once you've gotten your ILR, you can now go through the process of citizenship, passport and all. If you move to the UK with your child on tier 2 or tier 4 visa, that child will get his or her British citizenship when you get yours. So it may take the child 5 years, it may take 10 years, depending on the route you are going through. But if you come to the UK on a tier 4 visa and you maybe study for like 2 years or 3 years and then you get a sponsored job and switch to a tier 2 visa, you will spend up to 10 years before getting your indefinite leave to remain. The second one is for kids that are born in the UK. So let's say you are on a tier 2 visa or on a tier 4 visa and you had a baby in the UK. That child will become a citizen once you get your own indefinite leave to remain. So let's say you are on a tier 2 visa and you have 5 years to stay in the UK before you can get your indefinite leave to remain. And you've spent 2 years before having a child. And that means in the next 3 years, you would have your indefinite leave to remain. So once you get your indefinite leave to remain and do other processes and all, the child becomes a British citizen in that next 3 years as well. If you move to the UK on a tier 4 visa and you had a baby as well in the UK, that child will also become a British citizen once you get your own citizenship. The next one is if your child was born in the UK and the child has spent about 7 years in the UK, that child can apply to become a British citizen, regardless of your status. It doesn't matter whether you've gotten yours or not, so long as that child haven't really traveled outside the UK or spent so much time outside the UK. Recently, I heard that it's been reduced to 5 years. So if you have a baby in the UK and you spend 5 years in the UK, the child can apply to become a British citizen. However, I haven't confirmed the 5 years one. So please confirm this if you are looking to apply for your child. If you are staying illegally in the UK, your child can also apply to become a British citizen after he or she have spent 10 years in the UK. However, the Home Office still reserve the right to say, well, for one or two reasons, we may not be able to grant you the citizenship. Whether you are staying legally or illegally in the UK, the Home Office may decide, well, we are not happy to grant you this because of one or two reasons. It is rare, but it is still possible. Also, note that if you have a child in the UK, you don't necessarily need to get the child a passport if you don't intend to travel very soon. But you will need to get him or her a passport if you intend to leave the UK, maybe travel home or travel outside the UK. And that means that you have to get the child a visa, depending on the visa you are on. You would have to get that child a dependent visa. But if you are not leaving, if you're not going anywhere soon with the child, you can decide not to get the child your passport, the passport of your country. But what that means is that that child won't be entitled to free health care from 3 months. You can have the child in the UK, you don't have to pay anything. But from 3 months after birth, you would have to pay for your child's health care because it is not free unless you get him or her a visa. And getting a visa for the child means you will have to pay for his or her medical care, which is the NHS surcharge. Child is still entitled to be seen by the GP, but if there is any professional service that or she needs from the consultant, you may have to pay for this consultation. So these are the common ways a child born to non-British parents can become a British citizen, whether he or she was born outside the UK. Please note that I am not an immigration lawyer and I'm not standing in as one. I'm not even a UK lawyer. I'm not even a lawyer at all. Even in Nigeria, I'm not a lawyer. So please confirm whatever you see or hear in this video with your local council and on the government website. You can also confirm this with a registered or a known UK lawyer. I'm only answering this based on my experience, backed up with some research and some questions I've asked from people who have gone through this process. I am saying again, I am not a lawyer, so any information you get on this video, please kindly confirm it with legal sources before you take on any actions. But I know people that have gone through these processes and what I've said in this video stands. However, please kindly confirm this. But then I hope this video helped. Now until I see you again in the next one, do take care, stay safe, and bye.